What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. This is a totally different video than I'm used to making, okay? This week, we are absolutely crushed and buried with a lot of things that have to be done around here. But I want to touch base on a couple of things before we get started into the crux of the video. Yes, I know I've been busy, and yes, I know it's been a while since I've put out any content, but you got to understand, and that's why I want to make this video. You got to understand that when we get really busy, okay, we have to stay with what puts the most money in our pockets. YouTube is a good business, but it doesn't pay as well as the trucking does. You got to bear in mind, right now what I'm in the middle of doing, today is Thursday. We got one weekend left before we got to start packing everything up and heading to the Guilty by Association Truck Show. That's GBATS down there. That's 4 state trucks, Chrome Shop Mafia, that whole gang down there. And we're really, really excited for it. However, with that being said, everything's all new to us. We have to learn how to handle all the stresses and all the things that this new little piece of business has put in front of us. And let me tell you, everything has changed in my life in the last, say, 3 months. And I do mean everything. Let's get into that. But first, I want to talk to you about something. We are going to Guilty by Association Truck Show, and we are going to start focusing on how we are going to do that. Black Dog will be there. I will be there, and we are excited to meet you. A whole bunch of my YouTuber friends are going to be there as well. That's Joplin, Missouri, Guilty by Association Truck Show, hosted by 4 state trucks. That's right, friends of ours, the Chrome Shop Mafia. My friend Shimon is going to be there. We are taking this truck with us. It will not be done. It will be as close to what we can to make a good showing. Simply put, there wasn't enough time. We did what we can, and that's how it's going to go. Obviously, it ain't going like this, okay? This was filmed, obviously, prior to showing up, but the point is, the videos that are coming is what I'm doing with this to get it to make a decent showing at the show. Now, Black Dog will be there too, and Black Dog will not look like this either. We got a whole bunch of boxes and stuff and cool stuff to happen on here. So, Black Dog's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Shimon's going to be there. Tim Gentry's going to be there. Crystal Miller, I think so. At least that's the plan. You have to look. You have to check out her channel, Miller Transport. Figure that out. There's a whole bunch of other YouTubers going to be there. So come on and check us out. Guilty by Association Truck Show. That is September 25, 26, and 27. Joplin, Missouri. I think this is what, exit 4. It's right where 4 state trucks is, across the street from the big Petro and the Pilot over there. It's a whole thing. All us YouTubers are going to be underneath the mob sled sign. So that's where you come find us. Check us out right there. 4 state trucks, Chrome Shop Mafia. You got to come out there and check all this stuff out. I'm told it's a whole different thing. I've only been to Mid-America Trucking Show before. Matter of fact, I've been to 3 of them now. But I've never been to Guilty by Association. Everybody tells me, trust me, this is the spot for you. Now, they've hooked up Black Dog with a lot of cool stuff. They've hooked up Shimon with a lot of cool stuff. They hooked up Tim Gentry with a lot of cool stuff. These people really seem to be into the working class show truck type deal. Now, I'm told this is definitely more my kind of show, so we're real excited to go there. In addition to us being there, guys, I've been selling merch for a while, okay, on FSCTrucking.com. But we also are going to be selling merch at the show. So with that, Black Dog will be there. We're going to have some kind of a booth set up. Me and Jen ordered a whole bunch of merch. So with that, if you looked on my website, you'll see that we had Orwell Godfather t-shirts. Those will be a whole bunch of them available. In addition to Orwell Godfather shirt, we're going to have the ones I call the OG shop shirts. That's where you got the small logo in the front, large logo in the back, Seymour, Wisconsin in the back underneath the logo. That's where the shop is. In addition to those 2, we're going to have Black Dog t-shirts. So Black Dog's going to be represented on t-shirts as well. Also, based on Orwell's old Caterpillar engine, the Caterpillar 3406B, painted Matterhorn white, because PACCAR in those days wanted their engines painted white. Don't know why, but that's what they did. The white Caterpillar that blew up under Orwell, actually cracked block. We come up with this cool little t-shirt idea, Save the White Cat, a.k.a. Save the White Caterpillar. You know, I kind of thought it was a joke, because you remember that meme with the woman, like, and that white cat sitting there laughing, and like, that kind of, you know what I mean. Save the White Cat. Kind of like a little take on other environmentalist type shirts, right? But when we had the original ones made, the people that made the t-shirts were like, hey, I got a kind of cool idea. And they played with it a little bit. And I'm like, dude, I love that. So this Save the White Cat t-shirt right here will be available only at GBATS. So come to GBATS. You can get your Save the White Cat, your new and improved Save the White Cat t-shirt right there at GBATS. Come see us at the Guilty by Association Truck Show, September 25, 26, 27. We'll have t-shirts available for you. We'll hang out, shoot the bull, take a bunch of pictures. It's gonna be a great time. Black Dog will be there. Shimon's Cabover will be there. A bunch of other my YouTuber friends will be there. So go ahead and check it out. It has been an absolute spectacular excrement show since this all started. What's happened? Well, we got our own authority. We've been moving some stuff for various people. Crystal Miller over at Miller Transport did a couple things for Tim Gentry over at Gentry and Sons. A couple things on my own. In addition to, we've been maintaining Black Dog. And let me tell you, that has been pretty easy. That's been the easiest part of it. But long story short, dealing with a bunch of problems that we had, having a brand new authority, getting that started, all the office work involved in that, in addition to wondering when in the world I'm ever going to get back to Orwell, working on Grinding Gears YouTube channel, you know, his cab over here, and being at the shop by myself, it has been a colossal, nightmare's the wrong word because there was a time I dreamed for this, but it's been harder than expected. Not gonna lie, it's been harder than expected. It's been creating a lot of issue in my life. However, with that being said, there's been a lot of blessings that come up recently, but that took a lot of time. So what we've got to do right now is we've got to continue working on Black Dog. We've got to continue working on Shimon's Cabover. He's been naming it, he named this truck Euphoria. I'm glad it's Euphoria for somebody, but man, it's been a stress box around here. Either way, there's a lot of stuff I really wish that I could get into, but can't. But we can get around the edges on some of this stuff. Now, the big question everybody's asking constantly is Orwell. What's going on with Orwell? Let me tell you, I miss Orwell terribly. Orwell was a dream of mine that came true and brought me a lot of blessings. So this truck has been nothing but awesome. But the YouTube channel has changed a lot over the years. And sometimes you just take hits that you don't see coming. And sometimes they're hits that could almost put your lights out. But you have to just push on anyway. And that's what we've been doing. So what's going on right now? So not that long ago, I wound up being here at the shop all by myself again. Now bear in mind, that's how we started. This YouTube channel started with just me and this truck. Nothing more. Of course, Jen was in the background helping out a little bit, a lot more recently, but Jen's been helping out since then. Jen supported this whole thing since the word go. Back in the day, my youngest son, Matthew, he was still in high school when the channel started taking off with the Cabover content. And you've seen him around a bunch too. So he obviously grew up, got out of high school, moved out. He joined the Marine Corps, and he's doing great. He's probably going to be done in about a year-ish, and it's in the realm of possibility he'll be coming back around here, possibly to work here, possibly to drive, but it's a good realm of possibility he'll be coming back to the channel in some manner, shape, or form. But since I've been here by myself, I no longer have help, and that's been kind of a problem. A bunch of videos ago, me and Jen finished at least laying out Orwell's frame. In the middle of the project we were working on, we had to stop with this and then realize that we're rapidly running out of time. See, we joined up with 4 State Trucks, and their intention was they wanted to help me out with Orwell a lot, but knew Orwell was a massive, massive job. Black Dog, listen, 379s are awesome, but they're not as cool as Orwell. Black Dog came to be because, well, it kind of had to. Orwell lost an engine, and rather than just hurry up and rebuild the engine and that be the only thing we do, we decided to buy Black Dog instead. We put Black Dog immediately on the road. I bought this truck from Tim Gentry. Now, he had bought this truck probably 3 or 4 months prior to me buying it from him, and he intended on doing some stuff with it, making it into a boat hauler, but it never It just never happened. I just got caught up with other things, or it just never really played out to that degree. He was probably getting ready to be honest. And then when I called and says, hey, Timmy, I'd really like to buy a truck from you. I know you, I trust you. What do you got? And he told me, say, hey, listen, I got that black Peterbilt, the Black Dog Pete. If you want it, come down here and get it. Here's your price. And to be honest, it was a hell of a deal. You couldn't pass this up. This truck's powered by a 60 Series Detroit, which is why Timmy wanted it. It's a 1999 model year, so it's ELD and all that emissions crap exempt, so it's pretty good there. Obviously, no DEF, none of that nonsense to go with it. And it's been, honestly, an awesome unit. Me and Jen drove down to Tennessee to pick him up. Timmy wouldn't let it go in as was condition, so he went ahead and put new steer tires on it. And on the drives, put 4 new drives on it of the 8. Now, the other 4 were in decent shape, but they weren't a match set. He didn't have them in stock, and we didn't have time. What he had was the 4 tires, and it was like, if we had time, he would have put all 8, but we didn't. We brought him home, and once I got home, I was able to get 4 tires real quick. And you know what? For what I paid for this truck and 6 tires, I'm like, you know what? That's an awesome deal. Just be grateful, because in reality, the price I paid, he should have just said, here's your title. Have a nice day. We'll see you later. So once Black Dog came in, we put the green APU on there. That's been an awesome, that saved my summer in reality with this truck. Being able to rest and sleep and all of that, that was awesome. So thanks, Green APU, for that. Feszchak Trucking LLC. We got our own authority now, boys and girls. So you got to bear in mind, we buy Black Dog. Very shortly after, we go and get our own authority, okay? It's been a wild ride. Plan was a while back that we were going to be moving. And it was one delay after another delay after another delay. And it just seemed like it was never going to happen. And on one day, the log jam broke. And that was Labor Day weekend, actually. Friday before Labor Day weekend, the log jam broke. And then next thing you know, boom, we're moving. Oh, where am I getting the time for this? Ultimately, what I've been doing is driving when I can, working in here when I can, maintaining the truck, maintaining the trailer, and working. We did a bunch of videos with Simone's Euphoria, the green Cabover. And it's just, time is not my friend. It's just not. And a lot of people think, oh my God, FSC, your channel's going down and you're losing it, and on and on and on. No, we're struggling, we're suffering, and we're grinding it out. Where have I been? I've been freaking busy. We had to move everything out of my apartment into the new crib. And let me tell you, that was just me and Jen. Crystal was out on the road, couldn't help out. Timmy was out on the road, couldn't help out. You see, you got to bear in mind, I don't have a heavy haul truck. We're building my heavy haul truck. Remember that? Remember that? These were Crystal Miller's frames. Don't forget that. Okay. These were her frame rails. Now, don't forget, she told me, I have them, I don't need them. Take them, cut them, drill them, use them, but replace them. As soon as Vicon makes all new 1/2-inch rails, just get 2 more and replace them. That was the deal. It wasn't on anybody else's time or lack thereof that this didn't get done. It was simply a matter of, I'm here alone. Money is an issue. I have to watch, because now I'm having, it's not like it was when I was leased on a Widmeyer Express. You can't just, go get a load, take in advance. You have a fuel card and all of that. You guys that are owner-operators, at least to a company, you guys understand that, okay? When you have your own authority, you've got to plan for 30, maybe longer than that time of operating expenses before you get your first check. You might run a month before you ever see a dime. Think about how much fuel costs. Think about your insurance, and on and on and on it goes. Believe me, in the compliance world, the paperwork, the now home office, I've never seen so much paperwork in my life. I've never done this. You got to bear in mind, when I was leased on with Widmeyer, in fact, it still says it on the door there. When I was leased on with Widmeyer, what I did is I just turned in my paperwork, turned in my logs. A week later, I got a paycheck, boom, done, easy. Well, when you go on your own, and I'm not complaining, I'm just stating facts. When you go out on your own, you have to deal with that all on your own. And that's fine. I welcomed it. It's just that I had to get used to it, and I wasn't. So I had all of these factors hit me all at once. Again, plus being alone And that in and of itself created problems that we are going to get into a little bit perhaps in the future, but not yet. So yes, to conclude the part that I wanted to show you, because we're going to go over to the house, I'm going to show you what it's like over there. We're going to get some drone footage of it. I'll show it to you what the plan is and on and on. But I want to touch base on the fact that I didn't go anywhere. We've just been busy. We, meaning Jen and myself, we've been busting ass, okay? We're not quitters. We don't give up, okay? We took a bunch of hits. We've been attacked. Our channel has been attacked by an outside adversary. We've had to deal with that. We've been attacked by other adversaries out there. We had to deal with that as well. It has not been easy. It's cost a fortune. So yeah, don't think, everybody thought that, well, it was just easy. No, it's not. And when you look at, and I don't really know how far deep I want to get into that, but when you look at recent current events, okay, with things where people live on the internet and don't go outside and play, where people live in Discord and video games and they don't pay attention to what's actually going on outside, and they think that they could do certain things and say certain things and think nothing is going to happen to them. Oops. But either way, this channel has taken its hits, and we will survive it. We will overcome it, because that's what we do. We don't give up. We press on. This and everything I'm going to be doing this week between now and Guilty by Association Truck Show is me refusing to give up. What we're doing in this shop, working on this truck, working on Shimon's truck over here, okay? That is me refusing to give up. Monday, the plan is we're going to go up to a Ritchie Brothers auction and pick up a customer's truck and bring it to them, either right before or right after GBATS. That is me not giving up, okay? We don't give up here. What we do is we fight like we're the third monkey on the ramp to Noah's Ark. And brother, it's starting to rain. So I don't want anybody to think or get the misconception that we're done, that we're suffering, that it's over. No, we're not done at all. Did we take hits? Like I said earlier, absolutely. We took hits. Is my shop a mess? Yeah, it's actually creating a mental block in my head that I feel jammed in. It's turned, this place that was a dream has actually turned into my dungeon that I have to report to every day. It's not easy, but you just press on. Point is, we didn't give up. There's been great blessings in my life. This thing right here, it's a problem, but we're going to solve it. And I'm glad that I can do it. And I'm going to show you guys, because a lot of people have come up to me over the years as I meet fans of the channel out on the road or at the myriad of truck shows and what have you. And they say, hey man, you inspire me. That's great. I love that you get out there and you push on despite all the problems. And yeah, there's problems. But I'm not trying to be a Billy Badass. I'm not trying to be Johnny Big Shot. I'm not. I'm just the average truck driver. I got lucky by grabbing a camera and filming an old truck that I put together back in the day, about 5 years ago-ish, I think. But I'm no different than any other truck driver out here with hopes and dreams. I guess in the end, what I promote is to push on. There was a time where this was a pipe dream, man. I never thought that this would be a thing. It took Tim Gentry 3 years of busting my chops to finally, for me to decide to jump all in and do this, okay? Crystal Miller had to work on me a little while, but in the end, boom, I said, you know what? The two most successful people I know in this business have their own authority. Why don't I? And I realized while the channel was running and I had someone here working at the shop and Orwell was running good until the engine had a crack block, I started realizing that in the end, we were doing okay, but we really weren't. We were dying a slow death in reality. And I realized, you know what? You have no choice now. You have to make a big move. If you don't make a big move, you might fail. You might go under. And that's a real thing. When you're looking at possible extinction, it might happen. I'll never forget, while we were filming in this shop, in this bay right here, Orwell's parked right here, and I had to deal with that cracked engine block. And as they cut into that engine block to do the counter bore, the mood in this shop went down. And I assured everyone that we would get through. I just had to sit and think and figure out how. This was the way we were going to do it. Was it the way we wanted? No. But it's the best way to keep us in money and keep us moving. Getting my own authority and building Orwell was to dramatically increase the revenue into my trucking business, into this shop. And that was the plan. It still is the plan. So no, we're not giving up, okay? It's just not what we do. We're going to push hard. We're going to get these videos done. We're going to show you how we get over to Guilty by Association Truck Show. We're going to show you how you don't cave in adversity. You just press on. No matter how hard, how bad it is, you just press on. We're going to show you how to do that.